A scalar quantity is defined as a physical quantity that has only magnitude. When you say magnitude, for example, we have the distance, speed, mass, temperature, energy, work, volume, and area. Okay, let's take example, this one, temperature. Can you give me an example of temperature? An example of temperature, Emmanuel?
30 degrees po.
Come again?
30 degrees po.
Okay, 30 degrees. So basically, 30 degrees or the degrees only is a magnitude. It has no direction. We don't say, for example, na 30 degrees west. Okay, so it's very wrong. Therefore, temperature belongs to scalar quantity. Is it clear? Mass. When I say mass, 30 kilograms, 30 grams, 1 kilo. Is there any direction there? Is there any direction there, class?
None po.
None po.
None po.
Okay, so therefore, these things, a distance, speed, mass, temperature, energy, work, and volume, and area belongs to scalar quantity. Is it clear?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Did
Yes
you
po.
get what is scalar quantity? Did you get it?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, I'll repeat that. It is defined as a physical quantity that has only magnitude. Okay, on the vice versa, we have what we call the vector quantity. It refers to the physical quantities characterized by the presence of both magnitude as well as direction. So, what's the difference between scalar and vector? What do you think is added?
The direction po.
Okay, very good. Direction is added. So we have an example. Displacement, force, torque, momentum, acceleration, and velocity. Is it clear? Did you
Yes
know
po.
now the
Yes po.
difference between
Opo.
scalar and
Yes po.
vector?
Opo.
Okay, very good class. So we're going to proceed to the first topic that we have. Actually, we will be discussing different topic. So let's have first a distance. Okay. Can you please read what is a distance? Gibeah, Blessy.
Length of path traveled by a body while moving from an initial position to final position.
Okay. Length of path traveled from initial position to final position. Therefore, you have a certain 2 point. The first one is the initial position, and the final position will be the second point. The length of path traveled. For example, I mean, can you give me an example? Gibeah, example of distance. Example of distance. Gibeah, Blessy. Okay, let's call on another one. Angeli Tamayo. Can you give me an example of distance? Or anyone who can give me an example of
Ma'am
distance?
Gaviola po.
Yes, yes. Distance is layo, kung gaano kalayo. Okay, Gabiola.
30 meters po.
Okay, example of distance is 30 meters. Okay, can you get now what is distance?
Yes po.
Distance is just simply gaano kalayo. Yun lang in Tagalog. Is it clear?
Yes po.
Okay, let's have displacement. When you say displacement, can you read it,
Vamos po.
Bernice?
Displacement, the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position of the body.
Okay, to make it short, Danielle, can you please turn off your audio first? Nag-feedback tayo na. Danielle, ayan. Yeah, thank you. The shortest distance, so meaning if it's between the initial position again and the final position of the body. But we're talking about the shortest distance. Later, you will know what I'm talking about. So, let's have first the difference between distance and displacement, a comparison. When we say distance, the length of path traveled by a body while moving from initial position to a final position. So, class, there is no definite kung gaano kalayo siya. It's okay. While displacement is the shortest distance. Kumbaga, shortcut na iti-take mo to go to the final position. Okay, distance is a scalar quantity. When you say scalar quantity again, it has only magnitude. While displacement is a vector quantity, it has both magnitude and direction. Distance measures always positive, while displacement can be positive or negative, depending on the reference point or depending on the direction. Distance between two given points may be same or different. It depends on the path chosen in going from initial position to final point, while displacement between two given points is always the same. Okay, it can never be less than the value of displacement, while displacement can be equal to or less than the distance traveled. The symbol for distance is letter D, while the symbol for displacement is D with an arrow on the top. The arrow on the top indicates direction. While the SI unit or the unit for distance is meter, in displacement, the unit also is in meter. Nagigets class? Did you get it?
Yes po.
Okay, but this one, for sure you can get uh everything based on this video. Okay. Is it loud and clear? Naririnig ba siya?
No po, ma'am. Mahina po.
No po.
Ayan, wait. Let me check my audio. Baka low ako. Speaker, 100%. Going back here. How about that?
No pa rin po.
Hindi siya naririnig?
Opo.
Hindi po.
Much po.
Not much. Take on this one.
Today, we will learn about. Welcome to Quick Factopedia.
How about that?
Yes,
Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay na? Okay, so let me restart again. Listen carefully. I will butt in after each one para mag-gets natin.
Welcome to Quick Factopedia. Today, we will learn about what is distance and displacement. A lot of you will say both are the same thing, just different words. But no, it's not. So let's know first, what do you mean by distance? It is the total length of path covered by object without specifying its direction. Then, what is displacement? It is the overall change in position of an object in a specific direction with the shortest distance traveled. Or let's say in simple terms, it is the shortest distance traveled in a specific direction. Still confused? Let's take one example. Let's say I have to go to my friend's birthday party, and his house is 10 kilometers east from my house. But here I take different and longer route, as I have to buy gift for him, traveling to about 20 kilometers in total. So here, the destination is same, but the path traveled is different. Then, what is the distance and the displacement of the car here? Come, let's see. So, if I travel straight 10 kilometers to east to my destination, it will be the shortest path I can take. Hence, what are we doing here? When I say 10 kilometers to the east, my shortest path. Yes, correct. It's the displacement. But now, as I have to gift, I am taking the longest and the indirect route with no specific direction, but reach the same destination. So, what we get here, when I travel 20 kilometers with no specific direction, taking the longest and indirect route. Yes, it is the distance. Now let's say, if I travel 20 kilometers from one start point and at the end, stop at the same point, then what will be my distance and the displacement? Here, the car starts traveling 20 kilometers from one point and ends at the same point. The distance traveled here is 20 kilometers, but the displacement is 0 as the starting point and the end point of the car is same, or say the origin and the destination of the car is the same. Hope you all understood the distance and the displacement. Hit like and subscribe for more such videos.
Okay, did you get it? What's the difference between distance and displacement based on the video?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Is everything clear na on distance and displacement before we proceed to the another topic?
Yes po.
Nagigets, class?
Opo.
Yes po.
Yes
Opo.
po.
Okay, so come again na. Don't be confused with distance and displacement. Or in short, in summary, distance, no direction, displacement with direction. And that when we say direction, we have the four cardinal direction. We have north, east, west, and south. Okay, those are the primary directions. Is it clear?
Yes po.
Can we proceed now to the next topic? Speed, velocity, and acceleration.
Opo.
Yes po.
Sure? Okay. So motion in one dimension again, the speed, velocity, and acceleration. Okay, when we say speed, kindly read it.
Ma'am Manzano po.
Zaina, Depositario.
Speed is a scalar quantity that refers to how fast an object is moving.
Okay, a scalar quantity that refers to how fast an object is moving. Gaano kabilis ang isang object gumalaw. So that is speed. Again, it's part of the scalar quantity. Okay, Zik, if you know what is speed, can you give me an example of speed? Can you give me an example of speed? Anyone?
Ma'am Gaviola po.
Ma'am Lutino po.
Eliza Nicole Lutino.
60 kilometers po.
60 kilometers per
R po.
hour. Okay, well, because when I say 60 kilometers, that is only a distance. But when I say 60 kilometers per hour, per minute, per second, that is probably your speed. Is it clear?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Next, let's have velocity. It is a measure of how fast something moves in a particular direction. Okay, so therefore, what is the difference between, again, speed and velocity? Ano na naman, meron silang dalawa. I mean, what's the difference between the two of them? When I say speed, how fast an object is moving. But when I say velocity, how fast something moves in a particular direction. So what's the difference again?
Velocity has a direction po.
Okay, very good. Velocity again has a direction. So therefore, velocity falls to scalar or vector quantity.
Vector quantity.
Vector quantity po.
Okay, very good. Because it has again a direction, therefore it falls to vector quantity. Okay, did you get it?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, so let's take the example of a while ago. 30 kilometers per hour, that is speed, right? How will you make it into velocity? Anyone? Okay, wait. Joshua Emmanuel.
6 kilometers per hour is po.
Okay, very good. So 30 kilometers per hour is yun. That is velocity. Is it clear now? What's the difference between speed and velocity, class?
Yes po.
Okay, the two of them is clear now, but we'll make it complicated by adding acceleration. So, will you please read what is acceleration?
Ma'am Gaviola po.
Anyone?
Ma'am Manzano po.
Amos po.
Gabiola,
po.
Manzano. How about others?
5 po.
Ma'am Santos.
Amos po.
Okay, Santos.
Acceleration. Rate of change of velocity. Measured how an object's velocity or speed is changing over time.
Okay, it's changing over time. Unlike, it's a complicated velocity because it's changing over time. So let's uh, have this comparison between the three. In the definition, when you say speed, distance traveled by a body in a unit of time. The velocity is the displacement of a body in unit of time. Acceleration, change or the rate of change of velocity, measured how an object's velocity or speed is changing over time. Okay? Scalar quantity, a vector quantity, a vector quantity. Okay? The result, always positive. It can be positive and negative. It can be positive and negative also. During circular motion, paikot, the average speed does not become zero after completing the round. During the circular motion, the average velocity becomes zero after completing one round. And in acceleration, it changes constantly, so there is an associated acceleration. Okay, let's have this again, another video para makita natin what's the difference.
Thanks for stopping by. I'm Bruno Riggs, and this is Tuesday Class. Today we're talking about
Wait, can you hear it? Or mahina?
Mahina po.
Okay,
Mahina po.
how about this one?
Thanks for stopping by.
How about that one? Is it loud?
Mahina pa rin po.
Wait.
Riggs, and this is Tuesday Class. Today we're talking about motion. Specifically, we're talking about speed.
How about that one, class? Is it okay now? Naririnig na siya? Anyone?
Mahina pa po ma'am ng konti.
Konti, okay. How about for the others? Narinig ba siya?
Hindi po
Medyo
masyado.
mahina po.
Okay, sige. But it's on full volume already.
Right off the bat. First of all, speed and velocity
are different. And acceleration is much more than just speeding up. Speed is the rate at which something changes its position. It's represented as distance over time. Miles per hour, kilometers per hour, meters per second. These are all examples of the units for speed. So if you're driving a car at 72 miles per hour, then that's your speed. In fact, it's your instantaneous speed, or your speed at that exact moment. If you get to the end of your trip and realize that it took you 2 hours to drive 120 miles, and your overall speed was 60 miles per hour. This is also known as your average speed. Velocity is a lot like speed, except for one important difference. It's a vector, which means it has a direction attached to it. So while your speed is at 72 miles per hour, the velocity was 72 miles per hour east, or 72 miles per hour towards the beach. There just has to be some direction attached to the speed to make it velocity. With that knowledge in hand, you're now ready to understand acceleration, which is simply the rate at which velocity changes. It's represented as distance per time, or distance per time squared. For example, meters per second squared are common units for acceleration. Anytime you change your velocity, you are accelerating. That can be speeding up or slowing down, which is also known as negative acceleration. But direction is also a component of velocity. So when you change your direction, even if your speed doesn't change, you are accelerating. Does that blow your mind? All right, let's recap. Speed is the rate at which something moves, distance over time. Velocity is speed with a direction, so distance over time with a specific direction. And acceleration, the king of them all, is distance over time squared, or the rate at which velocity changes. So whether you're speeding up, slowing down, or changing directions, you're changing your velocity and thus accelerating. Science is so cool. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to throw any comments below. They're equal.
Okay, see, did you get what's the difference now, class, between velocity and acceleration and speed? Hello, grade 7, SPA.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Opo.
I am
Yes,
still,
Hello po.
can you still hear me?
Opo.
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay. So, that's the end of our topic for today. We had this dance. Again, what did we discuss? We had, sige, let me have first a recap before we go to our Google Classroom. Daniel left the group. Nicole, Eliza Nicole. Again, what did we discuss?
Motion in one dimension po, distance versus displacement.
Mhm.
And ano po, yung speed,
Versus
speed,
velocity.
velocity, and acceleration po.
Okay. All right. Okay, this one. Scalar and vector. What is their difference? Anyone?
Ma'am
Anyone?
Gabriela.
Any other hand?
Ma'am, huko po.
Kamagay po.
Ma'am, labas ka po. Ma'am, huko po.
Okay, Lagasca.
Scalar quantity have no direction po, and vector quantity have direction po.
Okay, very good. I think you already got everything correctly. Can you see my presentation? I am now in Google Classroom.
Yes,
Yes
po.
po.
So here, view assignment. Assign 31 in all. So, yan. Okay naman na. And then this one, motion in one dimension. In doing this one class, you may answer directly here. Or if nahihirapan kayong magsagot directly here, you may use a piece of paper to answer. But make sure in passing in the Google Classroom, pwede ba yung, yung isang picture, but if you scroll it down, all your answers are there. Don't separate different sheets. It will be confusing kasi if I'll be checking your output. I hope you get it right. We have activity 1. Anyway, those are just your guide. This one, 1, 2, 3. 3 points only for activity 1. Can you see it, class?
Yes po.
Yes.
Activity 2 is just easy. You just have to arrange the jumbled letters. These are all tackled a while ago. Activity number 3, these are just illustrations also for you to follow. Activity 3 is just, let me see, 2 points. I'm sorry. 2 points or 1? Yeah, 2 points. Yeah. Activity 3 is just 2 points. Activity 4, there, I just have to specify if it's speed or velocity. Then activity 5, all you have to do is answer if it's speed, velocity, or acceleration. So a total of 30 points. Is it clear?
Yes.
Don't forget your name, your section, and the date today. I assigned the due date tomorrow at 5 p.m. So you still have plenty of time later, but I'll giving you a due date until tomorrow. Okay? Is there any? Make sure that you answered all activities before passing. Submit on time. That's my instruction. Is there any clarification before you proceed to your class work or Google Classroom?
None po.
None po.
Is everything clear before we end our meeting?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
after this one, you have to visit your Google Classroom and answer the following activity. I didn't make it a bit hard for you. Madali lang siya, so you can make it. Is it clear?
Apa.
Yes po.
Apo.
Okay, then if you have question, feel free to ask it in our group chat. Okay?
Ma'am?
Yes?
Ma'am, excuse me po. Is it, the activity po, is it allowed if it's printable po?
What printable na? What do you mean printed?
Hindi pa rin po yung activity po.
And then?
Ano po sasagutan sa papel?
And then you will take a picture of it.
Opo.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Ang malaga, nagsasagot ang lahat na. And then pass or submit it on time. Okay? I will be seeing naman who is not passing on the Google Classroom and who is not. Is it clear? Do you have all access on our Google Classroom?
Yes po.
Apa.
Naka-access na ba kayo lahat?
Apa.
Okay,
Yes
so
po.
my file is naka-word naman siya, so it will be easy for you to edit. Okay? Any question before we end?
None.
None po.
None po.
Is everything clear?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Did you learn something today?
Yes.
Yes po.
Yes po.
Yes po.
Apa.
Okay, so I think it's already clear now. I think it's everything clear naman na. No more questions?
Wala na po.
Wala na po.
I have question. Who's your advisor?
Sir Rogerson Peña po.
Ma'am
Okay.
Nelda po.
Sino talaga?
For
Ma'am SPA po and SPJ po kami.
Okay, it's combination, right? So SPAA, who is the advisor?
Sir Rogerson Peña po.
So in SPJ,
Ma'am Nelda Martinez.
Nelda Martinez. Okay, I just want to know them. Anyway, I know them na pala. Okay, so this, I think it's everything clear now. No more question.
Wala na po.
Okay. So, there, I can see you even kahit sa ano lang, virtual lang. Good thing. We'll see each other when we have face-to-face class na. Okay, so let's end. I hope that you had learned something. Okay, so there. Goodbye, SPAA and SPJ. Thank you for.
Thank you. Thank you po.
Bye po.
Bye po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay,
Bye-bye
goodbye.
Po.
Thank you po, ma'am. Bye-bye po.